Hi, this is Chris German. Welcome back to the Apartment Dealer Show. We're walking you through one of my own substantial remodel projects. This is episode 2, where now we've moved into demo, moved on to doing some electrical, some plumbing, and wanted to give you an update. So follow me inside. So as you can tell, we've started the electrical here. So we have recessed lighting all throughout the ceiling, all throughout the entire unit. The black paper is down, the black roofing paper is down because they've already tiled, and this is typically what they'll do, the tradesmen we use. They'll get the tile done, and then they'll lay this paper so they can continue working, not mess up the tile. I'll have you follow me this way. Now you'll notice that the plugs are Decora style. Not much more than the cheap round kind. It dresses up the unit. All plugs and switches are going to be Decora by the time we're done. And when we're talking about lighting, you'll notice that we chose to put 6 recessed lights here in the ceiling. When it comes to the dining room, we have 4. The idea is, someone might have suggested, hey, well, you could get away with doing 3 down the middle. You're not saving that much money. And the whole premise here is, look, spend a few extra dollars, because that's all it amounts to at the end of the day. How much more are you spending? Maybe 5%, let's say, on a remodel. But go the extra mile, because I'm going to show you at the end of this project, and I hope I'm not putting my foot in my mouth, but I'm going to show you, because it's worked on every deal in the past, the rents end up that much more exorbitant, and the final value of the property that much more. Okay, we're going to come into what will be the future dining room. You'll see we have our new window in. We've dropped the electrical line for the ceiling fan. Normally in a dining room, what we're doing is, depending on ceiling height and different things, but we're going to put a ceiling fan. And then obviously we have the recessed lighting. I'll have Frank pan around, but you'll see they brought the wire in. So this is a wire here for the 220, okay, because this unit is going to be AC and heat, not just AC. We eliminated the heater. The heater used to be on that wall. To give us more room, we eliminated that. This will be a heating and AC unit, hence the 220 line there. We'll pan back around here. If you watched the first episode, you remember that this opening was about here, and how in the world do you get a refrigerator through or anything else? So we've widened that, so we got much more space here. The plumbing's been complete, so I'm going to show you that on another unit that we're going to walk into, but you can tell it's been redone. We have our new copper stub outs. We have our electrical ran, just waiting for plugs and switches. New window is in. Now that this has all been demoed out, you can tell where we're putting our stackable. So once we have the sink, some kitchen cabinetry, this will be our opening for the stackable washer and dryer. We've added our gas line, and you'll see the vent. The vent goes up and overhead outside for the dryer. And then we'll have Frank come in here. And then this area, which used to have some cabinetry, as you can tell, is going to be where we house the refrigerator and some cabinetry. So that is all yet coming. We'll go over here towards the bedrooms. I'll explain, and then we'll show on camera here. But the bathroom, we have all our plumbing stubbed out. We already got the tile up on the wall, windows in. So this is coming along in here. We'll take a look. We got our new tub in. We'll take a look at that. And then here in the bedroom, we have our new window in. Recessed lighting is done. That's going to be for our ceiling fan. When we remodel these units and when we do the rewire, we also put hardwire to the smoke detector, carbon monoxide. So you'll see that we have that here for the smoke detector that's going in the room. Here locally, the rules are that you need a smoke detector in every bedroom. You need a smoke detector in a common hallway, and you need at least 1 carbon monoxide detector in the unit. Now, local to you, it may be different. Check your local laws. That's what's the law here. And again, since we're rewiring, I figure why not have them wired units as opposed to battery operated. So we go there. The closet space, which used to end here, you can tell by the drywall markings, okay? The closet used to be this way all open. So essentially what we're doing now is we've opened it up the entire span. We eliminated the hallway closet that used to be there, and this is going to be a his and hers space, and it'll go floor to ceiling, glass wardrobe doors, have 1 or 2 shelves. We find that makes it appealing. It looks different, and that's what we want. We want our units to be tiebreakers. When tenants are out shopping for units and they come across our ad and they see the exorbitant rental rate versus what everyone else is asking, we want things that when they come to visit us, they're like, okay, we can justify to ourselves paying the extra amount because we're getting the extras in the unit itself. Could we have left the old style closet doors? If you saw the first ones, I'm sure we'll put up a picture. You can tell they only were so high. You had cabinets above. That is 1950s, 1960s. That's not what we do. This window, as you can see, is yet to be changed out, so I'm sure that is forthcoming. Electrical is all done. The only thing I don't see is the plug for the AC unit, so I imagine they have a plan for that, and I'm going to be asking about that because I don't see a plug on the wall for the AC. So we actually should have maybe started here because now you see everything open. So as you can see, we have the ceiling opened up for what's going to be the recessed lighting. We have our electrical pulled, all updated Romex that's coming from our new electrical sub panel for the plugs, for the switches. So this gives you a little bit better idea what it looks like raw. Obviously here we're not putting 3 recessed lights. This is because that's how they have to. You got to get through each 2x4, right? So you got to drill through. So you got to feed the wire. So that's why that is laid out that way. We'll head over here. You remember in the first unit how wide that opening was? Look how narrow this is. You're not, you're getting 1 midget through here. So we have to widen this so that people more comfortably can get fridge and whatever in and out of here, stove. And we don't typically supply the appliances. So they got to bring their own stove, washer, dryer, and so forth. This wall, what we call the plumbing wall, because both its service, both the kitchen sink and then the bathroom on the other sides, not open yet. We're going to show you that in another unit. But let's take a look at the sub panel. So you'll see that here we are in fact putting a new sub panel, plenty more circuits to add. But this is the idea. The part of what spawned this project was we had the old style electrical panels, Zinsco. If you have Zinsco panels, you're going to find it more and more difficult to get property insurance. Many carriers do not want to insure properties that have Zinsco panels. It limits your options. It makes it that much more expensive. That's from a financial standpoint. From a risk standpoint, Zinsco panels, why are they a problem? Because they've been recalled because they've been known that the breakers themselves won't pop even when the circuit's overloaded. Hence, you might get an electrical fire. So not good for the tenant, not good for you, not good for your finances because insurance costs more. So we're updating the sub panels. Let's jump over to a unit where we can take a look at the plumbing wall and take a look at what's going on there. Okay, so in this unit, you get a sneak peek of the flooring. So this is actually new tile that we've gotten at Floor & Decor. I'm sure we can put up a SKU link for you. The only problem with that, if you've ever been to Floor & Decor, every 2 months they're changing their supply. And that's actually the issue we ran into. Some of the units that we started with, they actually don't carry that flooring anymore. We had to switch to this one. We go with grays and whites. It's modern. It's probably a little overused now. I would agree. Everyone has caught on to this color scheme. Who knows what's next? But it's ideal for the tenant base we're looking to attract. And here's our plumbing wall. So this is, I was hoping I'd find at least one unit where they hadn't closed it up. So you'll see that we have PEX piping. Okay, this is the plumbing wall. It's shared between bathroom and kitchen. And we have our new hot and cold drains for both the shower, kitchen sink, and stackable washer and dryer. This is the vent that I pointed out in the other unit, up and overhead. So this is coming together nicely. You'll see here, this is where, if you watch the first episode, the way the unit was laid out before, the water heater was in a cabinet. Actually, the previous owner had already moved the water heater outside, but they had cut corners and left, as you can see the holes here, left the plumbing just in the cabinet for no reason other than to cut corners. So we have done away with it, moved it in the wall so that we can have that much more cabinetry space once we get to that phase. So now, as a little bit of an update, this unit is a little bit further along to give you an idea. And again, the projects a lot of times look the same, so you might be thinking, hey, Chris, we've seen this before. Well, that's good. It's a cookie cutter approach that continues to work. And again, the idea here is the right type of tenant, a good quality unit, and most importantly, above market rents. If we're going to get market rents, average rents, not worth the time and hassle. So let's go through this. Okay. As we mentioned, Decora plugs installed, baseboard 6-inch, not 2, 3, 4. I realize, hey, the smaller stuff might be on sale. It makes a difference in the overall appearance of the unit. This flooring we have used before. So if you've seen a couple other of our projects, Floor & Decor no longer carries this flooring anymore. So we're going to step into a unit that has the new flooring that we use. It's all the same idea. We have, because we eliminated the wall heater, we have now our AC and heat unit, because here in California, you need at least one heater in all rental units. The recessed lighting is in. The larger opening so that you can actually get appliances through is done. Much more attractive. No one was ever going to use this as a pass-through anyways. You don't see that as common anymore, especially not in a rental. Our kitchen here, almost fully done. You'll see they started working on drilling the holes. Some of the knobs are in, some aren't. But what do we got here? We have quartz counters, white quartz counters. I think it's star white is what a lot of the places call this color. But they might name it different things. It is the white quartz top that has like the speckled glass in it. Always the same thing. The darker gray cabinet, black faucet, black stove, and we also are going to put in our black microwave over the range. That's got to still get installed. But again, if you look at the coloring of the cabinets, counter, appliances, our flooring, also Floor & Decor. You know, 2-3 years ago, this type of flooring would be very expensive. It's so cheap anymore. I think we're paying maybe $1.50, $1.80 a foot for the tile. It's worth it. Years ago, we might have went around chasing all different tile stores down, trying to find, hey, $1 a foot, $1 a foot, not realizing we were shooting ourselves in the foot by the type of tenant you're going to get and the lower end of the rents. You also notice, and I'll have Matt swing around, that remember, we replumbed the kitchen, and because our plumbing wall backs up to both the bathroom and the kitchen was very easy. So why not put a water line? Most refrigerators anymore have a water dispenser. It doesn't cost much of anything to add the water dispenser, so that is in here, was not here before. And we'll show a picture of what the kitchen layout was like prior, but again, remember, there wasn't much room here. We had to cut back cabinetry, but here now is our location for our stackable washer dryer unit. We do not supply the washer dryers. Why? Because I don't want calls in the middle of the night that it's not working, they need a maintenance man. I'm not the appliance repairman, I'm the landlord. So we let them bring a unit in if they choose. If not, no problem. You'd be surprised how often people are renting the unit because it has this available to yet never buy a unit, but they're paying the higher rent because it had the hookup. That's better for us because then they're not using electricity, gas, and water. Oh, I guess it's just in gas normally. We don't pay, but the water usage. Right, saves us the water usage. The other thing I'll say about the stackable washer and dryer is in our rental agreements, it states very clearly, hey, you're responsible for the machines because they're yours, and you're also responsible that if that thing floods, shorts the electricity, what have you, you're on the hook for the cost. That's the way it should be, and that should be clearly detailed in your rental agreement. Nothing ambiguous where a judge or a jury could say, well, no, that actually says something different. Now let's go ahead and take a look at the bathroom, bedrooms, and see what we have going there. So bathroom, very simple setup. Again, silver appliances. gray cabinet vanity here. It's smaller vanity just given the size of this bathroom. Now the tile, not my first choice, second or third, but nowadays, we're recording this in the end of 2022. Materials are hard to come by. A lot these days. And so the normal tile we were using at the end, a couple of the other units, we had to switch and find something. This is a good tile. This still is very nice for an apartment rental unit. It's just Chris is picky. This wasn't my first or second choice, but it'll work given our color scheme. And of course, we put in a medicine cabinet that's recessed, a little bit more modern, of light overhead there. And of course, we have a new toilet because, again, the plumbing, this is our plumbing wall. We're on the other side of that wall of the kitchen now. All the plumbing within was redone. Okay, so bedroom. Very simple layout, but again, we have an additional air conditioner. These are 2-bedroom units. We have an air conditioner in each unit. One thing I failed to mention is our new windows are in, so those are all installed. But here's what I like, is that there used to be a linen closet in the inside of that hallway. We eliminated that so that we could widen this, take it floor to ceiling, and separate it so that what do you get? Almost like a his and hers. I think you can still use those pronouns, right? Okay, his and hers. So given the height of it, we also get 2 shelves. 2 shelves, you'll notice here, there's a rack for 2 sets of clothing. Same idea on both sides. The only partition is this beam, but tenants seem to like this. As strange as it may sound that, well, isn't it really just the same thing? If you didn't, this beam ain't doing much. If you would have just had one full length, it makes a difference. We have found that when we're doing the showings, the renters, the potential tenants, are making comments of, wow, that's really neat. We haven't seen something like this. So again, we want, in a market that probably soon will see more vacancies, we want ours to be a tiebreaker. They've shopped around town, they come here and they say, you know what, we haven't seen nothing with this type of care. That's what we liked. We'll quickly note, new black fan. Doesn't have the light kit, right? Because the light kit, it's just ugly, it's too low, it's gonna hit your head, number one. Number two, we did the recessed lighting throughout the entire unit, so we don't need a light kit. We still have the old, one of the old linen closets, and so what did we do? Just new knobs, right? New hinges, essentially painted it, but it'll work as storage for them. This is where the other one used to be. Now it's gone. And then we have our second bedroom. This one, because we do have a linen closet there, obviously our closet could not be as wide, but we still have 2 shelves so that individuals have that much more storage space, shelf space for them. Same idea. This AC unit is a little bit more heavy duty, just because if you notice in the other bedroom, the area we had was much more narrow, couldn't fit this unit. This is a much more heavy duty unit. We'll call this the master bedroom, I guess, then. They got the better AC. Let's take a look at a couple other units and see where they are in the process. Okay, not much to notate here, but we'll go through it quickly again so that you see cookie cutter. New windows, recessed lighting, baseboard, flooring. Now this unit has the different flooring. Don't know if you could tell from the previous unit, but this is the new flooring we found. A little bit more costly than the version we were using previously. Not happy about that. It's about 30 cents more a foot, but it goes with our scheme. Our dining room, recessed lighting, black fan. Kitchen, gray and white. Now, what I've noticed in this walkthrough is our contractor failed to change out the back doors. We need to change that out because, again, we use the ones where it puts the blind between the 2 panes of glass. That will get changed. Our hookup for our stackable washer and dryer. One linen closet remains. One was eliminated because in here we have our double closet. So again, his and hers, Same idea. 2 shelves. Chris, it looks the same. It is the same. And that's the idea, because our contractor knows, hey, it's one of Chris's units. It's always the same thing. We have our wall AC unit, recessed lighting, all the same. Now, we have had some individuals say, hey, why not use a mini split? Not in this layout. Now, when we dug into this project, we knew that some of the units needed new roofs, others didn't. So if you look at this unit here, we've actually re-roofed this unit. We did this one first because it actually had an active leak over the 3rd bedroom. Now, I might have said all the units are 2-bedroom, 1 bath. That's incorrect. 1 unit is a 3-bedroom unit. So the leak was there at the peak. So we said, okay, we need to address that because we had rains here recently. That's been addressed. But that's a black roof. These other roofs are brown and maroonish or what have you. So what do you do? So for example, this roof here, that's a healthy roof. That's also a unit that we're going to remodel. But what we're going to do is when we paint the units, we're actually going to paint the roof. If you didn't know, and I didn't know up until about 5 years ago, they actually make a special paint that's made to paint your typical roof shingle. So we're going to paint those roofs, the ones that are good, black, so that they match. So we replace that one. This one will stay, but get painted. Obviously, that one, it's on its last leg. That's going to get replaced. That'll be black. This one here is going to get replaced. It's down almost to the sheeting. And then as we go through the property, on the far left, that's got to get replaced. And then the one on the far right, that's fine. So anyways, it's a mix of some paint, some new roofs. But again, everything's going to match in the end. It's not going to be this mix match, hodgepodge of colors and what have you. That's important, especially maybe not so much if we were going to hold the property long term. Maybe not as important. Would tenants make a big deal about roof colors that were a little off? Probably not. But since we look to move forward and eventually sell the property, then of course it makes all the sense in the world to ensure that it shows pride of ownership. That gives you a glimpse of where we are, about 80% through the project. Of course, we still have exterior paint to go. Landscaping, the landscaping on this property is a mess. The landscaping's going to get all revamped. And then we have to consider things like, well, are we going to put a new slurry on the asphalt? The asphalt obviously is beat up, but given the length of the driveway, the amount of asphalt, I've never had to put asphalt in a property, so don't know what that would cost. We have to look at that. And if that is something we're going to have to address, then we probably will consider, okay, well, before we drop new asphalt. So the question would be, should we replace the main line? Because as luck would have it, and as you know, no sooner will we get done putting down new asphalt and the main line will bust. And then here we'll go having to dig up and trench out our whole new asphalt that we put. So that's something that we'll have to take a look at and consider as well. As of right now, asphalt and main line are not on the calendar to be done. Primarily, we need to get exterior paint, roofs, landscaping, and then assess things. From there, take a look at our financials, make sure that this is truly going to be a winner in the end as we take a look at our rents, rate of return, and so forth. I hope you have found the videos thus far informative. Again, we're going to show you the final product, and then we're going to dive into the final numbers and give you an analysis of what did this project cost us. I would venture to guess we're paying about what you're paying in material cost. It's not like we have special warehouses that we necessarily go to. And I would imagine our contractor cost, the actual labor cost, is about what you're paying, maybe even a little bit more, because we rather pay for good product. Chris German from the Apartment Dealer wishing you positive cash flow, tenants who behave, and much protection from Uncle Sam. Till next time.